Peep'n Tom here. Gonna show you probably the last tutorial that I'll do on this Melbourne kind of shit. Just because a lot of it's just figuring it out yourself and getting through those roadblocks, and that's how you become a better producer. So I can guide you in ways, but ultimately it comes down to like figuring it out yourself, listening to a whole bunch of tracks, and trying to get that shit on lockdown. This is a new tune that I just banged out. It's not even done. It's not even close to being done. But I got this sick melody going down in it, and I'll show you what sound I'm going to show you to make. Not that one. That's terrible. So that's the sound. It's just like vocally sound. Super easy to make. Yeah, usually you can get it like for the songs that I've previously made in this kind of genre. It has I've been using the vocals that I've got from like the vocalists from the tune, because I find they work really well with the song. So like if you have the last word, I had that other tutorial, the Jukid one, where that was the last word, so that kind of like continues the phrase on into something new. So you're like, she's rapping about some shit, and then it busts into like making her voice into a melody, which I think is really, really cool. And it's great when you have like a sick vocalist that you have like has clear, concise, long, sustained notes that you can do. But another way to do it, what Will Sparks does, obviously Will Sparks' shit is just bananas, and he's definitely like figured out what his sound is and how to do it. But it's pretty simple to do. There's obviously what makes this song isn't these sounds. This definitely like adds to the catchiness, but there's lots and lots of little things like that make it really badass, that unless you're really attentive and listening to the song, you're not even gonna know what's happening. So how you can use this kind of vocally shit in with how it ties into another song without vocals is you pretty much gotta make a badass melody. So I thought that was a pretty badass melody, whatever this one is, whatever notes it is. I did it, this track's in C minor, yeah, so, or C sharp minor. So then, or is it D flat minor? I can't remember, it's D flat. Yeah, D flat, I think. Yeah, D flat is C sharp, yeah. So you got to look for notes that you have to figure out notes that are going to be like really catchy and can carry a beat. Obviously do the whole like offbeat bass thing here, like you just got to find a bass. Those ones work. And then all I did here was used the simpler, and I found a siren tone. It's like one of these packs. It's in black octopus sound packs, and it's one of them. It's just a long sustained note. So if you listen to the whole thing, it's just so it's just a long note with none of the effects on it. It sounds kind of like this. Just sounds like some chick singing, which is cool. So you use this, I just used that and put these notes into it, sped it up, so I did them half time, so they're actually like driving, because it's not like super lame and slow and repetitive. And then threw a wow filter on there. Wow filter, all I do in wow filter is put a band reject and then fiddle around with these knobs. Usually between this range here is where you're gonna get like a clear and concise sound, as opposed to something that's too like too much resonance. Even though you can control the resonance here, still there's a lot of res in here, and yeah, it's just this is like the sweet spot around here. So you got to fiddle around and try and find that out. I usually don't keep this up. For this track I did, but I didn't keep it up here. I put it like to about 50%, just because you don't want all the wow going into it. That's pretty funny. Then threw an EQ on here just to boost the highs, because you want more of those highs. Threw a compressor on here. Obviously, this is to taste. Don't do this. Don't just, you could copy mine, I don't give a shit, but it's obviously to taste, because there's different, if you choose a different note, then you're gonna choose you're gonna have to fill around and make some stuff different. This thing, the compressor, all this does is, see how like this is the best way I can explain it, is the size of this notes, so it makes all the notes just squash together. Most people know what a compressor does. If you don't, that's what it does. It like squashes all the sounds together, so it gives just a louder feel to it and increases the volume. Fab filter didn't have any of that shit on there. Cymbal delay, I put it on. I usually keep it on really small and really low. I found some other tutorial a while ago when I was trying to figure out how to make this sound. And cymbal delay, chorus, and reverb are like the dopest things you can possibly do to like dopen a sound up. So yeah, so I just put a little bit on here. You can't really even tell that it's on. You can a little bit, kind of fills out the sound in the background, which is really good because you want that like expansion of the sound. Then chorus. Usually I don't put chorus on it because there's lots of what's the word? There's lots of like cancellation effects. You don't want polarization cancellation things. I don't think polarizing is the right word. No, it's not. You don't want it the two, whatever it is, I forget the name of it. The thing canceling each other out. The frequencies canceling each other out. So this, because if you put this whole thing in mono, so what I like to do with tracks is you have shit playing on your speakers. It sounds super duper dope, but then you put a utility on the master channel and put the width down to 0. I think, yeah. Actually, that still sounds really dope, so that's a good sign. So what you should do, another good tip, is to put a utility or whatever it is in their DAWs to make it mono, and then listen to how your track sounds in mono. And there was a lot of my tracks that just like sounded dope in stereo, and then in mono sounded like fucking garbage. So you don't want that to happen, because in the clubs, these days, most clubs are stereo, but there's lots that are mono, and that can fuck up your sound. So it's good to test it, because if it sounds dope in mono, it's going to sound dope everywhere else. So that's a good way to check it out. But when you put chorus on there, and the frequencies like try and cancel each other out, phase control, that's what it's called, phase control. So they could phase in and out, and that means they just cancel each other out. You don't want that shit. So use this sparingly. But in this case, I use only 50%. And put it to here. Over here it sounds really weird and robot-y, and over here it sounds, you can't really tell anything's happening. So this is like a sweet spot here. Throw some reverb on this mofo, and that just tightens everything up. It like gives it like a bigger sound. It's just like, it's like if you were it's like if you smashed a block of ice with like a baseball bat, and all the residue that came off. That's like what reverb does. It gives you like this residue of like I don't know, sound composition that fills the sound out. Yeah, definitely throw that on there, and then at the end throw on a compressor that just side chains it, and then that's pretty much it. That's how you get. Now the key is to this song, this pack or whatever is really good because she has long sustained notes, and it's hard to find those. Like usually you can, if you find as like a good vocalist, I'd get her to sing good notes like that, like long sustained ones, because those are the best ones to do. Because I don't think it's in this one, but I just figured out how to do this in Silent, or not Silent, whatever this program is. Simpler. That if you, it just took me a while to figure this out. If you do this, or here, hold on, I'll put it. So if I duplicate this thing and just bring it down an octave to the A here, A1, and then cut this out right here. So that means so it's gonna have to like go up stacks. So like in Will Sparks, they don't use it all the time, which is because it's really deceiving to the ears to know exactly what they're doing. But they'll play like do 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 do, and then whip, that like whip sound, which sounds really cool. It's basically oh shit, I didn't do oh shit. I gotta go back here a bunch. Hold up. The way I had this thing before. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, sweet. Okay, so this one, I was showing you this. I can even do this. There. So this is how you fix this. So this is going to slide up to there. So you go portamento on there, and you got to mess around with the timing so that it slides. So it'll be like. See, that sounds terrible. So you got to put the portamento, put the slide up even more. I wonder why that's not doing it. Maybe because of all this shit that's on here. Portamento velocity, portamento glide. Yeah, so it's sounding a little bit better. It's taking a sweet ass time. There we go. So you got to fiddle around with the timing because it depends on the shortness of the notes. So this one's really quick, so it takes it'll take a shorter amount of time. Whereas if I went like this and did that, it's still going up faster, so I'd have to slow the timing down even more. That's too fast or too slow, I mean. Still too slow. See, that sounds pretty dope. So it's all about fiddling with the timing of the portamento, which notes you have. So you're like. So obviously that I'm not really happy with that sound. Actually, maybe let's turn this to phone and see how it sounds. Yeah, see, that's lame because I just did it on the fly. I probably wouldn't put those notes exactly right there, but you get the gist. So that's how, like, there's gonna be a few notes in like those kind of songs that I think adds to the whole presence of them. They give them the whoop. I think I just sound like the sound, how that sounds. And lots of my friends have been like, "Yo, it sounds so cool," and they go like whoop, and I agree with them. So yeah, this is probably gonna be the last tutorial doing this. There's not really much more I can teach you. I don't know how much more shit I can show you without actually doing it for you. The whole thing is like programming notes. You gotta that just comes with practice. If you're having a rough time with it, keep practicing. If you're in this for the long run, and this isn't just a jump on the becoming a DJ and producer get bitches scheme, then you'll eventually figure it out. It took me a while to figure out how to do all this shit, but now I got it. Now I'm moving on to different things that I don't know how to do. But yeah, so do this. Check out my other tutorial on the vocally Dutchy one. It's all about comes down to programming the notes. I don't even know how I would teach you that. You gotta look up music theory, as I said in the last video. And yeah, then just making dope songs. There's lots. Someone, this is kind of funny. The tutorial page was like, "Yo, can you show me how to make an a cappella?" I don't know. I thought that was really funny. I'll post like a picture of it because it's hilarious. Obviously, the guy's English wasn't that great, but yeah, you just gotta go and do this stuff. Just keep practicing it and trying to figure out how to do dope shit. That's how you do the leads. Yeah, sure. There's another tutorial. Check it out. How I do the basses. If you want to learn how to do those little stabby things, like the first, like bleh, that comes down to just like looking up other tutorials and finding good bass noises to use. Like I layer a bunch of shit that goes like this, so it makes it go like to make that big ass bad sound. Then just using different notes for this one. That's just massive. I made that shit a massive. Yeah, I don't know. Keep practicing, making tunes. Send me tunes if you make fucking dope tunes. I'll check them out. I'll critique them and shit and show you how to make them better if I can. And if they're dope, then I'll play them out. Sweet. Check out all my stuff. Got some new stuff coming out. This song I'm gonna try and have out by the end of the week. I'll post a preview. Subscribe to all my stuff. Check out some videos that I made down there. Pages, Peep This, Peep'n ToM, or it's like that. One of the two. I don't know. Check my shit out. Peace.